Hi there, folks, and welcome to the 2024 Truck King Truck of the Year video series. This is the first video in the series. Dad and I have gathered here in front of the fireplace. Of course, the holidays are coming up, which means it's the end of the year, and we're going to discuss all of the new trucks we drove this past year. And then at the end of the series, we are going to pick our 2024 Truck of the Year. So why don't we kick things off right now by talking about the Chevrolet Silverado Heavy Duty. Let's start by just talking about how this process is going to work. So in each one of the videos, we're going to go over the same points on every single one of these trucks. And there are 5 trucks in the running. So right now, we're going to talk about the Chevy Silverado HD. Then we're going to have a video on the Ford Super Duty, the Toyota Tacoma, the Chevrolet Colorado, and the GMC Canyon. Those were all the trucks that were significantly redesigned this year. We'll go through all the same points on each one of the trucks. And then we're going to release a 6th video in the first week of January naming our winner. So yeah, let's start right now with the Chevy HD. And the first thing we're going to talk about is quite simply just where we drove the trucks and what trucks did we actually drive. Because every year we get access to different trim levels in different locations with these trucks. So first of all, I'll say we had a 2500 High Country here at home. And we actually got to tour the plant over there in Oshawa and watch these trucks being built. And that video's here on the channel as well. And then we also went to California, right, Dad? And down there, we got to drive the ZR2 or ZR2 heavy-duty Silverado. We got to tow a trailer with it, and we got to go off-road. And then we're talking about Chevy, but you can't forget the GMC Sierra HD is also new this year, and you went to go drive that out in Montana.
Yeah, which was actually nicer than the desert.
So yeah, we have lots of different experiences in these trucks. So right now, let's jump into our first point, which is the powertrain. Now, with this new generation of truck, Chevy didn't do what the other brands do. Ford went crazy with torque, right, and offered 1,200 pound-feet. Ram is also fighting that battle, trying to keep up with over 1,000 pound-feet. Chevy came out and said, we're going to offer 975 pound-feet of torque, but then they also said to us that they are going to make more of the power usable at a lower RPM. So essentially talking about the drivability of the truck and how sure the numbers aren't sky high, but that everyday usability is going to be better. Now we did get a chance to tow a 5th wheel, actually Dad's 5th wheel with a Chevy 2500 as well. So what do you think? Why don't you speak to the powertrain a little bit? What did you think when you were towing the trailer?
I agree with what GM has done in terms of when it comes to torque, when you want that most is at the low end. In other words, during acceleration events, either from a standing stop or you're cruising at a certain speed and you need to pass. That's when you want your torque to kick in. The torque numbers that are normally quoted, while it really sounds nice to say I got 1,000 pound-feet of torque, those only really occur at the top of the rev range. So between tweaking the shift points in the transmission and whatever else they did to the CPU, it works well.
Yeah, agreed. It's a strong powertrain. Next major point we're going to touch on is interior. And with the General Motors trucks, this is a really big deal. Because yeah, the mechanicals were updated, but honestly, the interior was the biggest update that arrived for these trucks. They took the fresh interior out of the half tons that arrived in 2022, I believe, and they brought it right up to the HDs, which is a good thing. It's a really nice looking interior. I think they got dinged a lot in the past for having a lot of black plastic, and most of that's totally gone. There's a lot of different materials, and yeah, you can see different trim levels. The ZR2 has more of a sporty appearance, but still looks kind of luxurious. And then you can get right up into the HD Denali, which is a gorgeous looking truck. You can also get the Denali Ultimate, the next level 2 of luxury from GMC with that Vader chrome. So yeah, just the styling stuff, the interiors, the luxury on General Motors trucks. The last gen, the interiors were definitely a step below everyone else, and now they're right on par, if not a bit better.
Now, the other really big deal on these HD trucks is the fact that for the first time ever, they're getting these off-road packages like ZR2 and AT4. And for those guys who work out in the oil patch, you'll understand what I'm talking about. You drive a heavy-duty truck because that's what you need, and the places that you need to get into and get out of, they're pretty rough. So in actual fact, as opposed to buying it because you just think it looks like a cool badge, you actually need that capability. And for the first time on those GM trucks, you've got it.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? Power Wagon has owned this segment forever, but finally Ford and GM stepped up and said, you know what, we're going to take that thing on. And now there's some really legitimate contenders in this heavy-duty off-road segment. And what I like about GM is that you keep the tow ratings. You know, you can still tow 18,000 pounds with your ZR2 heavy-duty, and then you can also take it off-road. So you're getting a bit of that best of both worlds blends. And then even a step above that, Dad, is the AEV trucks, the trucks built by American Expedition Vehicles. They outfit them with full skid plate packages, so you're getting way more protection. And on
massive steel bumpers.
On $100,000 trucks, I think protection is one of the most important things. People are buying these, spending all the money. You want to make sure you're not, smashing it up off-road.
No, you're absolutely right. When you look at all that plastic on the front end and the back end, and you realize that the least little kiss is going to cost you $2,000 to fix, steel works.
Exactly. So yeah, in the off-road arena, the GM heavy duties have taken a huge step forward, and yeah, they're legitimately good now.
So I have towed with the new 24, and specifically my fifth wheel trailer. You're looking at 14,000 pounds, and there's a couple of things that stand out. One, Chevy still goes with the standard leaf springs, so that eliminated my issue that I had on my Ram, which was coil springs and that really kind of sloppy feeling that I had. The other thing, which is good to point out, is that their medium-sized bed is 6 foot 10 inches, which is 6 inches longer than, say, Ram's middle-of-the-road bed without going to an 8 foot. And believe you me, when you're towing a fifth wheel, 6 inches is a lot.
So talking about towing, the points I want to bring up on the HD, the one I always come back to, my favorite sticker in the industry is on the B-pillar of every General Motors truck. It tells you VIN-specific towing, conventional fifth wheel and gooseneck, and payload and GVWR, all the numbers for that exact truck. At Ram, they still have that online tool, which some people say doesn't work always properly. At Ford, there are these really complicated charts. Why do we have to make this hard? Just put a sticker right on the truck that says the numbers. GM does that. I love that. Not specific to HDs, but I just wanted to bring that point up. And then the other thing I want to bring up, this isn't about towing, but it's about utility. The bed. I truly do believe that GM has one of the best beds in the industry right now. 3 tie downs in each corner. That's a big deal. The bed has been made wider. And then the multi-flex tailgate. As the tailgates go, every brand now has their take on a more interesting tailgate or a more useful tailgate. I think the Chevy's tailgate is actually the most useful. It has the most positions. It's the one I would use the most in my own personal life. So
well, and it has to be pointed out that while Ford has a good step to get into the truck off of the tailgate, that's all it does. Whereas the multi-flex will actually act as a load stopper.
Exactly.
Or a second level of bed that you can work on. In addition to which, you open it up and you got an easy step in and step out of the truck.
Exactly. So yeah, a lot of smart things going on at the back of the Chevy too. For all the hard work that we've put it through, it's done a really nice job.
Yeah. So pay attention, Ram.
Well, for 2024, it seems as though General Motors has a serious contender on its hands for Truck of the Year with these HDs. I mean, just to recap, the power has been improved and it's been made more usable. And in our opinion, it's more than enough power. The interior's way nicer now, definitely on par, if not better, than everything else that's out there. And then when it comes to the important stuff, at least important stuff in our world, which is off-roading, towing, and actually hauling stuff, the Chevy's also better for this year as well. So in every single way, I think General Motors has been paying attention, and they've brought out trucks that people really want to buy because they're offering the features that guys are going for. What do you think, Dad?
I think that they ticked all the boxes this time around. Honestly, there wasn't a single thing that kind of jumped out as being missed.
Yeah, fair point. So yeah, I think that's it for this one now, folks. But as I said, you need to stay tuned to the series because we're going to go through all of the major redesigned trucks for 2024. And then at the end, we're going to announce which one is the winner. So it could be the Chevy HD, but you got to come back to see. So yeah, like I said, that's it for this one. Now, why don't you go below into the comments, let us know what you think of the redesigned General Motors heavy-duty pickup trucks. As always, while you're down below, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hey, hit that join button to become a member of Truck King, and then come right back here to the channel as we keep on counting down the 2024 Truck King Truck of the Year.
Stay tuned.